we ought to love our enemies and treat everybody the way we would want to be treated. But we treat girls like they're nothing. We call them all kinds of names, and we push them and hit them and treat them like they're nothing. Have no respect for them. That voice is what gets us into trouble. God says get rid of that voice. You know what? Even as an adult, I deal with that voice. You believe that? That's the reason why come so many of us. I'm sure you probably have some relatives. Some relatives who have been gunned down in the streets. Am I right about it? Who have been gunned down in these streets here in Louisville because somebody on the other end of the gun obeyed that voice. Somebody on the other end of the gun. That's why come you see on the news, when you turn on the news, if you watch the news, you see where people have broken into people's houses and killed and robbed and stole and did all that other stuff because they obeyed the voice. You know what? I remember, and this might relate to you a little bit. I remember, you might see this a lot from where you're at in your neighborhood. I remember I had a nice job, man. I was making pretty decent money. Just giving up my scholarship to play football. I came home. I started doing stuff I had no business doing. I had a job at a place called Ichico in Shelbyville. And I was working this job. And my partner used to come over. And he always kept a nice, clean car. He always kept some clean gear on. He always kept a nice female beside him. His pockets were always fat. He could do what he wanted to do. He went to sleep when he wanted to. He got up when he wanted to. And here I was having to go to sleep because I knew I had to go to work at a certain time. And I was looking at my money and looking at his stacks and seeing that my money wasn't adding up. My car didn't look like his car. And he was able to do what he wanted to do. So you know what the voice told me in my head? That's right. I can be just like him. So you know what I did that day? Man, I went to work and quit my job. Because I obeyed that voice. And you know what? That was one of the worst mistakes of my life. Because in that game, everybody probably has some people, some friends that do that. I try to do that. That ain't what it's all about, dog. That's not what it's all about. It's all about, I've come to realize that life is all about obeying the voice of Jesus Christ. Man, he's taken me so many places. It was a voice like that, almost like that told me I was playing football. I was a lot bigger then. I was in high school. I was doing great. I was playing. Major colleges were looking at me, but the voice was telling me not to do good in school. Man, don't do good in school because you know what they're going to do? They're going to call you a nerd. They're going to say you trying to be white. They're going to say you this. They're going to say you that. I'm sure y'all heard that before. Y'all laughing, but y'all heard that before. Huh? A nerd trying to be white. And you know what? I'm like, man, I told the boys, you know what? You're right. So you know what I did? Quiet. Listen. I know you're talking about the suffering. But listen. I told the boys, you know what? You're right. So I ain't gonna go to school and carry my books like everybody, like that nerd over there. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna go and try to do my homework and do good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna cut up. I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna find a nice young honey. I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna do it my way. That's what I was thinking. That's what the voice was telling me. How many of us can remember the voice telling us that in our head? Let me ask you a question. Is it popular? Is it good to be smart in the school you're in? Yes. I'm talking about around your partners. Yes. It's cool to be smart around your partners. Yeah.